Hello, everyone. How you doing? You very excited? John Cusack, yes. I don't even want to say all the films he's in until he gets out here because I don't want to forget all the wonderful stuff he's done. So let's just introduce him. Mr. John Cusack.
How you guys doing?
Thank you. It is an honor to be speaking to you. You're just such a wonderful actor.
It's not an honor.
I got to ask, how's Rhode Island treating you?
Well, I got in last night, so I haven't really seen anything but the hotel and the convention center, but nice.
Have you ever filmed here before?
No.
Really? And you travel a lot for fun, too. Have you ever come through?
Yeah. I've been up this side.
That's awesome. Tell me, so you just released a trailer for your new film. Anything you want to talk about?
No. Nothing particularly.
It looks fun.
I don't even know which one you mean.
Singularity.
Oh, I just did a day on that, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you're all over the trailer.
I think that's what they pay your name for. But unfortunately, that's the way it works.
I got to ask, too, what are your thoughts on the Astros this year?
Pretty great. Pretty great season.
The Cubs looking good next year, you think, or what?
I think they'll be pretty good. I sort of want Cleveland to win next because they were so cool. They were. When we went to the games there, the fans would just look at you and they'd just go, "Good luck, man." And like they meant it. I was like, Cleveland kind of rocks.
So if you have any questions here, please get the attention of these two wonderful ladies here. There's some right there. Over here.
How'd you get into your career?
Well, I was about your age, and I saw some plays, theater, and then I thought, that looks pretty cool to be up there. And then I started doing it and studying it, and I got lucky.
One over here.
You've played an assassin in so many films. What's your favorite part about it?
Probably just it's the archetype that's closest to the lines between sort of good and evil and all these things, and how thin that line is. So it seems to be pretty ripe.
Over here now.
I wanted to know what it was like working with John Hughes and Cameron Crowe, because I'm going to be teaching a class on teen movies in about a month.
John Hughes, I don't really remember because it was only about a week or a week and a half when I was a kid. But Cameron, I know much better. But I don't think they. I would think maybe just if you just either do it on film and then I don't know about teen films. I don't know about that genre, but either it's about about human beings or not. If they happen to be teenagers, cool.
Right there.
Hello.
Hi.
I know you've done a ton of movies, but I'm just curious. Do you have like a favorite that you've worked on?
No, I mean usually if they're good, I remember them kind of as a good fever dream, and if they're bad, I remember them as a really bad fever dream.
One over there.
Hey, huge fan, ever since I was a kid. But I've been reading up on you. I know you visited Edward Snowden. I'm a huge, government privacy, I don't even do Snap. The only social media I do is, Facebook. How long did you spend?
That's probably the worst one.
I know, but it's like everyone, it's the only one that I'm on. But
Yeah, I know.
I have a question. How long did you spend with Snowden? Is there anything you can tell us? How long, in the Russian culture,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him a bunch, and we wrote that book about it, Things That Can and Cannot Be Said. And then I'm on the board with the Freedom of the Press Foundation with him, so I see him, talk to him at board meetings and stuff. And then I saw him in Russia about a month and a half ago, just to say hello. So yeah, he's
how much time did you spend there?
The first time we spent about 20 hours.
Together,
Yeah, with
Wow.
Dan Ellsberg and him and Arundhati Roy. And then the last time I spent about 7 hours.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I want to ask too, because I was telling you backstage how much. If you guys haven't seen the film "We're No Animals," it's fantastic. I think it's on Netflix now.
I think so, yeah.
It's part documentary, part kind of trippy.
Yeah,
It's wonderful. You guys should check it out. But the thing
kind
that
of a genre mashup.
the thing that I loved the most was when you talk about your friend Hunter S. Thompson, and you just light up. And it made me sad that I wish he was still around right now.
Yeah,
Like, we need him more than ever.
yeah.
So what do you think he'd be doing?
Well, if you read his stuff, you can just put in Nixon for Trump or Trump for
really?
Bush. It reads like the same force. So, you know, as time's passed for sure, but there's other great writers who are telling the truth.
That's true, right. Question over there.
Hi, big fan of High Fidelity
Thank you.
and Gross Point Blank. And I've always wondered, do you have plans on the horizon to write again or really kind of put a film together in that vein again?
It seems like the business has changed too much, you know. Maybe I suppose that space is on TV now, but the one I did for Were No Animals is kind of like that. It was kind of like in that spirit, a little bit more adventurous, and but now the studios just want you to be in the tights.
Yeah.
They don't make those kind of movies, or they don't let me make those kind of movies. But we'll see. I don't know if I can. It's hard to get the people to give you the money.
Down there.
Hi there.
Hi.
Welcome to Rhode Island.
Thank you.
Who was your favorite leading lady to work with? That's not going to cut it.
It has to cut it, because if I give another answer, I'm screwed, right?
We won't tell.
I got to work with so many great actors over the years, I couldn't even pick. As far as leading ladies, I don't know. There are just too many good ones.
Over there.
Hi, John. In Gross Point Blank, you got to work with quite a few members of your family. Any thrills and spills associated with that?
Always thrills and spills. No, just anytime I work with my sister Joan, you just sort of get run over by a Mack truck and make sure the cameras are on while it happens. So that's pretty great.
One down there.
Okay, well, hi.
Hi.
My brother is named after your character from Better Off Dead. And I heard you don't like that movie. Like,
I think that was like, what happens is when we were younger, we used to make movies for like forever, like for 6 months, you'd have to shoot them, or 3 months, and then you have to go promote them, and you have to go do press conferences like every day for 3 months. So I don't know, it just got started that I didn't like it, you know, and I didn't really have that much good or bad to say about it. I just moved on to the next thing. So I think it was a little bit overblown.
okay, thank you.
Question down in the middle.
Hi, I have a question and a comment. My question is, if you could reunite with any cast and do like a sequel or another movie, which movie cast would it be? And also, my aunt's still waiting for your phone call.
Oh, that was you yesterday. I don't know who I would, let's see. Oh, I think any of the movies that I sort of was a producer on, they were pretty fun. So any of those, like Gross Point or High Fidelity, I'd do again.
Have you ever thought about directing?
Yeah, I have sort of, in a bunch of the movies. Mm-hmm. Just not all the time.
Hi, I was just wondering who got into acting first, you or your sister?
I think it was around the same time. We were both in it, but I think she was the first one to get a job.
Hi, did you always want to be an actor, or was there some other career you...
No, I wanted to like either be a musician or an athlete. If I was a better baseball player, I would have probably done that, but I was better at acting. So it's good to be better at something so you earn a job, earn a paycheck.
Down there.
How you doing?
Good, man.
You've done so many different films, different opportunities over all the different decades. You've been able to see Hollywood change through all the different decades. What is your favorite decade that you were able to work in because of like the industry or the films that you were working on? That's what you were happy to be doing, and you know, what was your favorite kind of era?
I would say it was better earlier, but just in that it was more like the Wild West a little bit. It wasn't as corporate, so the people who ran studios or had film companies they weren't as much into marketing and branding as they are now. So I like that era better.
Right here again.
Hi. I've always watched your films because I admire your film choices. You seem to make really logical, smart choices.
Man, it doesn't seem that way to me.
What grabs you? What makes you say, oh, I want to do this?
Well, if something's good, you want to do it right away. And then a lot of times you have to, do movies for money, and then you sort of do one for them and one for you kind of thing. And now it's like 7 for them and none for you. And as far as like what you want to do, so it's just, you're always just trying to do the best you can, try to make something as good as you can. And some are just jobs, and some are like for art. And so I always figure people they'll be able to tell which ones are which pretty quick. But then when you do them, you just try to do them the best you can. Just be like professional.
That's great. Down there.
Hi, John. It seems like everybody today is in superhero movies. I'm wondering if anybody has ever asked you to be in a superhero movie, or if you'd be open to being in any of those franchises.
I haven't really been asked to be in well, I got asked to be in one, but it seemed like the people who are making it were a little too precious with the script. It wasn't that good, I didn't think. So they didn't really want to work on it, so I just said no. But sure, I'm open for anything. I don't consider myself above or below anything. I just try to do what I like, or as much as I can, but yeah, I'd do one if it's fun.
We're on this side.
Hi.
Hi. Nice hat.
Thank you. So you're one of my favorite actors, and Stephen King is one of my favorite writers, so I really love 1408. Did you get to work with Stephen King directly at all when you were making that? And if you did, what was it like?
No, we didn't. I got to talk to him, and he's such a great guy, such a smart, generous, kind of brilliant guy. But I just was, I felt like I was working with him all the time, because we had the setup of the guy in the room. We had this 25-page short story, but it felt like whenever we were working on it or thinking about it, that those 25 pages seemed like 300. You always felt like you could go back to that short story. And he's such a masterful writer and such an underrated writer. I don't know if he is underrated, but I think, but I think it's like, he's a great writer, I think, for literature, not just horror genre. He's just so insightful and is so brilliant. So I felt like I got to work with him by working deeply into his stories. But I love going into that Stephen King headspace.
Okay, so I've been a huge fan since Better Off Dead. But in Say Anything, I hear it was a boombox, you were supposed to play Fishbone instead. And then in Hot Tub Time Machine, you had a Fishbone t-shirt. Are you a fan of the band? Because I'm a huge fan of theirs too.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
for sure. They're the best.
I've always wondered, and I'm a huge fan of both, so.
Yeah, you put that together. I wore the shirt. I liked them.
Over here.
Hi, John. My name is Hillary.
Hi, Hillary.
Actually, great minds think alike. The lady in front of me I was going to ask something about 1408 also. I'm a huge Stephen King fan as well as you, and combined it was just mind-blowing for me. You're actually one of my bucket list people, so this is a really huge moment for me. So I'm really excited, and I just wanted to know how you felt about working on a thriller, and if it's something that you really enjoyed.
Yeah, as I said, I like that like supernatural. I think if I was to think of any genre that would be the funnest to do would be the, comedies are fun. You have a sense if you're getting the laugh and all that stuff. But when you get into the supernatural thriller space, you have to every day sort of creep yourself out or give yourself the chills. It's kind of a fun, trippy headspace to be in. So I like that. I like thrillers, yeah.
Hi, John.
How you doing?
Besides High Fidelity and Say Anything, one of my favorite movies of yours is actually Bullets Over Broadway.
Oh, right
and
on.
I was I was wondering if you could maybe talk a little bit about the process of being directed by Woody Allen?
Yeah, he's very musical, so he just sort of listens, and he always does everything with one camera, with one take. So he'll listen to you and he'll say, step on each other, talk over each other, and then he just will. So he's just looking for tempo and very musical, but brilliant writer, and somehow he directs it without directing.
That's great.
It's cool.
Hello, Mr. Cusack. I'm a huge fan of yours, and I'm glad you finally made it to Rhode Island.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm just calling to see how's your family doing?
They're pretty good.
Good. And also, I'm a huge fan of being John Malkovich. I know that was a quirky character for you, and you played it amazingly. Wonderful job.
Charlie Kaufman. Thank you.
So you're welcome.
All the way over there.
Hi. First of all, thank you for coming. I know you don't do a lot of publicity things, but fan since the 80s. And I had a question. I'm thinking about Runaway Jury when I think about this. Have you ever accepted or rejected roles based on your political stance on what the movie is talking about?
Yeah.
Good to know.
Right over here.
Hi, John.
Hi.
Hi. I have a two-part question. First part is, I know you did a ton of movies with Jeremy Piven growing up in my childhood. I know I look young, but yeah. And you guys were fantastic because I've seen everyone. Would you do another with him?
You never know. You never know. I've always worked with multiple people a bunch, so you just never know. You never know how it's going to work out.
That'd be amazing. And I absolutely adored you in Anastasia.
Thank you.
And I wanted to know if you would do another animated film voiceover in the future.
If I get offered them and it's good, yeah.
I will start a campaign. I got you.
All right.
Right over here.
Hi. I was just wondering, are there any roles that you turned down or roles that you came close to getting and didn't quite get that you've later regretted?
Not really, because I stopped thinking that way, because it's hard enough to figure out why anything happens besides beating yourself up about everything. So I've generally been pretty lucky in all that. So I don't try to even think that way.
Hi, John. How you doing?
Hi.
My husband and I, our two favorite movies, are the two movies that we think are the funniest in the whole world, are Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer. And love One Crazy Summer. You're in New England. Are you going to get a chance to see, say, Tony V or any of the other people that were in One Crazy Summer? Because, that was just hilarious.
Oh, thanks. No, I won't be able to because I'm doing the Q&As and signings and then flying back to Chicago. But next time.
One over this way.
Hi.
Hi.
What actor that you haven't worked with would you want to work with in a movie?
So many great ones. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I might have worked with everybody. I might be done.
Any directors?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it would be great to work with Scorsese if I could. That'd be pretty great.
Question over there.
Hi, John. Fellow Chicago people here.
All right.
We were able to fly back last year when the Cubbies won, so I just wanted to give a shout out, Cubbies.
Go Cubs.
The next question.
Hi, John. Just wanted to say it's a huge honor to meet you again. Thank you for the photo op. And when I said that you are my favorite actor, that is the honest to God truth.
Thank you, my friend.
I think that based on what I hear, you are a very serious actor. And based on your body of work, I believe you have variety. And, well, I believe you own your roles. So I wanted to express from the bottom of my heart my honest to God gratitude.
Thank you, sir.
And continue your contributions to the arts.
Thank you.
We have one all the way in the back, in the middle.
Hi, John. I just wanted to ask you about choosing a soundtrack, like if you chose for high fidelity, and that really introed us to some of the music that we weren't actually aware of at that time.
Where you been?
So is that something you like doing? Is that your style of music?
Yeah,
or?
yeah, that was a fun thing to put together. So it's a real music lovers movie, record store movie, yeah. So that was a part of the whole fun of it.
Question in the front over here.
Hey, John, sorry. I'm a huge fan. My wife is a huger fan. Question, if John Cusack is on death row, what is his final meal?
Wow.
Good question. Really good question. I think I'm going to carve out. Because who the fuck cares, right? How are you feeling next day? I think I would like deep fry a pizza.
Hey, John, it's an honor. I just wanted to share a real brief story. When I started to go to high school, my parents had forbidden me to hang out with a certain group of people, and I was having a hard time fitting in. And then I saw Say Anything, and I bought a trench coat and listened to Peter Gabriel, and it kind of helped me kind of find my way back. It gave me kind of like a character to play in order to find myself. So I just wanted to thank you for that, and it was awesome. Thank you. And I got to introduce that movie to my wife, and she loves it now, and that's fantastic. So thank you, sir.
One in the front right here.
Fly the freak flag proudly.
Hi, my brother and I have been really huge fans of you and your sister working together since we were young, growing up. And his favorite movie is Grosse Point Blank. I was wondering, what is your favorite movie when you're working with your sister?
Yeah, all the times I got to work with her was great, but that was really fun. Yeah. Yeah. That was fun.
And another great soundtrack.
Yeah.
One over here.
Hey, John, I'm a big fan of your body of work.
Thank you, sir.
One of my favorite movies of yours is Hot Tub Time Machine.
All right.
Which is a fantastic throwback to the screwball comedies I think a lot of us grew up with in the 80s.
Yeah.
While I saw the first one, I did not see the sequel.
Either did I.
And of course, the main reason for that is that you were not featured as a lead in that movie, and I was just wondering why you did not return as a main character.
The studio decided that it would be, I guess, cheaper to make it without me.
It's time for 2 more quick questions.
Hi, John. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi. Huge fan. My favorite movie is The Sure Thing. Like, love that movie.
Wow, that's
Still
an old
quote it
one.
to this day,
Wow.
my friends and I. It's my birthday, too. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I want to know what you're up to next. What do you have coming down the pipeline?
I'm going to work on a film, a Western, in a bit, so that'd be kind of cool to do one of those again. And then I might be doing something with William Friedkin next year, but we'll see if it sells. I think
wow.
we have to do it next year.
That's awesome. Last question over here.
Hi, big fan.
Hi.
Hi, so one of my favorites, probably my favorite, is being John Malkovich. And I just want to know, John Malkovich is one of my favorite actors, what it was like working with him and kind of having to learn to be the same person almost.
I got to work with John like 3 times. Shadows and Fog, a black and white Woody Allen movie, and Con Air and Being John Malkovich. So he's one of my favorite people. He's just so talented and so funny, and such an odd, bright, weird person. So it's just, he's really somebody that whenever I can see him and hang out with him, I always feel really happy, like I'm going to remember the conversation.
That's awesome. And lastly, where can fans go to pick up your book?
You could go to Amazon or Haymarket.com or Penguin UK.
That's awesome. And finally, you'll be here just the rest of the day and
Yeah.
you're done. So go see him, get some signed, get some photos, and everyone give it up one more time. John Cusack.